Hi, everyone. This is Sharon Martin. So, today I am wondering, how are you at prioritizing your own needs? How do you do at making self care a priority for you? I think often we have a conflict between doing what is best for ourselves, taking care of our own needs, and meeting other people's needs. Because we're caring people, we're giving people, we want to be helpful, and we want to be of service and do things for other people. But that ultimately leaves us with a conflict. Frequently, doing what's right for you means you can't do what somebody else wants you to do or what somebody else needs you to do. And that's a hard situation to be in. And I think it's tricky to know, when do I postpone or give up doing what would be right for me and put somebody else's needs ahead? And when do I not? When is it okay for me to set a boundary, for me to say, no, I can't do that, or no, I need to do something to take care of myself, or some variation of that? That's a hard distinction to make, especially if you're not used to doing it. If your default setting is, I'm going to prioritize other people first, and then if I have something left over, if I have energy left over, if I have time left over, then maybe I'll do things for myself. That's sort of the rewiring that we want to do, to be able to question some of that. Like I said, it's not this black and white where we just need to ditch that completely, but we want to figure out, when should I postpone or not do something for myself, and when is that a helpful way of thinking, and when is that a harmful way of thinking? So there's two things that I want you to think about in particular. So one is to pay attention to the feelings that are coming up for you when you are meeting other people's needs, doing things for other people. So if you are noticing that you are feeling angry or resentful or unappreciated, those are big cues that you are doing too much for other people at your own expense. The alternative would be, if you are having feelings of, I'm joyfully doing things for other people, I am energized by doing things for other people, those are signs that that's working well for you, that is actually bringing positivity to your life rather than draining you. So if meeting other people's needs is draining you, that is that cue that says things are out of balance here. I need to set some boundaries, say no to some things, and put myself before some of these other people's needs. So that's the first one. The second one is paying attention to the frequency at which you are postponing your needs or just not meeting them at all. So we can all do that occasionally. Hopefully we have enough, sort of emotional and physical reserves that we can go a night with only getting, 5 hours of sleep, or we can skip a meal, those types of things, or we can skip a day of going to the gym. But the problem is that if you routinely postpone or skip doing those things for yourself, and those are physical care examples, right? We could also have emotional care examples. I can, skip a week of going to see my therapist, or writing in my journal. But if I continue to put other people's needs ahead of my own, then I deplete my reserves that I hopefully had to begin with. And then I start working on a deficit, right? I am now putting myself at risk for those kind of health problems that I mentioned at the beginning, whether it's, getting sick, or getting irritable, or having mental health symptoms reappear that had been under control. Any of those types of things, those are, like, we have now, gone past the point at which we could tolerate postponing or neglecting some of our needs. So even just like having some awareness of this, and even keeping track, can be a helpful tool for you, because I think a lot of times we we don't even realize how often we're putting off doing things for ourselves. It's easy to make excuses. It's easy to feel justified in doing that, especially if you're doing something for somebody else instead. But I think when you see it in black and white, or have, some way of tracking it for yourself, and you can actually see that, it starts to make a bigger impact, to say, oh, wow, this week, I had a lot of extra things that people asked me to do, or a lot of other commitments that I did for other people. And that meant, I skipped doing things for myself, 3 days in a row. I can't afford to do that anymore. That means, starting right now, I need to start prioritizing myself. So I hope that those are some helpful tips for you. Like I said, it's a very common struggle that so many of us have. And I wanted to bring it up now because I think during the holidays, we especially feel pulled to doing things for other people. And there tends to be a lot of extra demands on us. So I hope that you can try to keep things in some balance there, so that, you're continuing to, take good care of yourself, and also build up some of those reserves when you can. Okay. I hope you have a great day. Take care.